We're going to continue to look at SMB, and in this lab we're going to utilize a tool called SMBMap. We have our IP address. It was given to us 10.4.26.58. That's our target. We will ping it, and it looks like it is alive. So let's run an Nmap scan, and we get back what we would hope to expect in an SMB lab. It's 135, 139, and 445. We'll jump to that port 445, and we'll run the script, tactec script, for SMB protocols. And again, this is going to tell us the protocols and the dialects running. And we see there's SMB version 1, as well as 202, 210, 3.0, and 302. With that SMB version 1 being quite dangerous. Knowing that there's SMB version 1, we'll go with a null session. So we're going to utilize SMBMap, which is a program made in Python. And we'll go with the user of guest and a null password. It's no password. And then we're looking at the directory from where we are with the host of 10.4.26.58, our target. And we see it connects. And it finds all these shares, which guest is able to connect, but only has read access to IPC and print, which with a null session and IPC, that's what you should expect. It would be very dangerous if it had more access with a guest null session. So we'll log in with administrator and this password that we're given for the lab, SMB server 771. And it connects, and now we can see that we have read and write access or read only access in certain places. Utilizing that same authentication, administrator and SMB server 771, now we're going to try to run a command, this tacx, with ipconfig. And we see it returns the product of that command in the Windows environment. It runs ipconfig, and it tells us what it was. That's potentially very dangerous if we can now have remote code execution simply through connecting via SMB. Currently, we're only enumerating, but we can use this information later. Let's see a list of what we've got when we connect. This is different. We connected, we saw what shares we have, and now with this tacl, we'll list out the contents. We see there's no mapped network drives. Oh, but there are local drives. There's a C drive and an L drive, which is what we get from that tacl, the list. Kind of matched. We saw that there were C drive and D drive there. But this just gave us a list of them. Now let's connect to that C drive. This is like running a dir or an ls. We see what the contents of the C drive are. In here, we see that there's a flag.txt. We'll come back to that. But what else can we do here? Well, with SMBMap, we can utilize a few different things. Let's create a file. So we don't have really anything here right now. Let's touch backdoor. And now we have a file called backdoor. which is empty. We're going to take backdoor and we're going to put it in the C drive. So it's very much the same as our command previously, except instead of looking at the contents of the C drive, we're going to use tac upload with SMBMap. We'll upload the file from our attack machine to the victim. We'll call the file backdoor in both situations. And now we know it's there, but let's double check. Let's run the same command again. And now we see that backdoor is there. It wasn't there before. But our upload seems to have worked. It's also an empty file. But we were able to upload a file. And same results. Now we see backdoors there. Well, could we download a file? We know that there's this flag.txt, so we'll do tac download from $flag.txt. And it said it downloaded it to root. And now we see it here. We cat it out and we have the contents. So with SMBMap, we were able to connect, enumerate, upload, and download files with some authentication. All we needed was a username and password, but we were still able to find some information out even with just the guest account. We saw what drives were there, and we saw that there was IPC that we could read from. All this we want to take in, ingest, record, and continue the rest of our enumeration. There were other ports out there. Depending on the machine, there could be a lot more to find. So we're going to continue to dig into that before we start really exploiting. But this file upload and file download is quite useful, and we'll come back to it later.